Hello, traveler. Have you heard of the High Elves? Welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 of our podcast.
This is Talon,
And this is Jack,
and we are.
the J&T podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so nice to have you back on this wonderful night. It's nighttime. Wow.
And if you are
Great.
tuning back in, thank you for putting your time into listening to us of everything
Like,
else you could listen to.
honestly, whether it be on Spotify or YouTube, thank you very much for listening to our silly voices. Jack, would you like to explain what we might be talking about today?
Yes, I would. So, Nirvana,
Yes.
obviously one of the most influential bands of our generation,
Yeah.
and just
Well,
they have an
just
amazing story, which we're
everything.
going to go over today.
Yes. Um, Specifically Kurt Cobain, of course. I'm a big fan of music. I have my record player and um a bunch of albums and stuff. I have my Pink Floyd poster. I love music. It's what I listen to. It's just kind of my thing. It's what I'm good at. And Kurt Cobain, he was a legend. He came up with all of his lyrics, I believe. I want to say. So I think,
For the most part, most Nirvana songs he wrote a
yeah,
majority of them.
yeah. And you know what? He was good at them. He made some great songs. Obviously, if you guys haven't heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit," please listen to it. It's a great song. It's personally not my favorite song of theirs, but it is a great song. It's kind of it's the most influential song in music that you can possibly think of around the 90s, you know. It's funny. Uh Jack, you like Guns N' Roses, yeah?
Of course, yeah.
I love Guns N' Roses too. If you don't like Guns N' Roses, I'm sorry, but you need to visit a mental hospital. No, but Guns N' Roses and Nirvana actually didn't get along very much. Axel and Kurt had a bit of a feud. Now I can't quite recall what happened, but I can loosely piece it together. Um, from my understanding is 80s rock at the time was dying in about 19, I want to say 92.
91 or
They were
92.
dying. Yeah, they they were dying heavily. 80s rock was. So what Guns N' Roses was trying to do was kind of say, "Hey, that new great band Nirvana, um, they're a big thing. Maybe we should act like we like them, to try and stay in the rock business or the music industry." And Kurt Cobain didn't take that very lightly, which I find funny. They had multiple fights before. Um, and I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who the two people were. It might have been Chris, the bassist of Nirvana, or no, sorry, it was Dave Grohl and one of the people in Guns N' Roses that was they got into like a or they went on a plane ride together and they had a really nice talk and they were kind of friends, which I find interesting because it wasn't necessarily Nirvana and Guns N' Roses. It was mostly um, Kurt and Axel. But man, Kurt left a big impression on just the music industry as a whole. It kind of it paved the way for people to kind of it was music that people could listen to that let them express themselves and be like, yeah, that's how I feel sometimes, and you know what, that feels good.
Like, there
I've
aren't
I've
any
talked to
restrictions. Like, a lot of
yeah,
bands, they would restrict themselves to, like, oh, we can't have this above, like, we can't talk about anything that's above PG-13, but,
yeah.
like,
I mean, I can't say a song that Nirvana has because it's a massive trigger warning, and like I said, we're not about that. But it's a it's a deep song, and it actually has a lot of hidden messages, which is what I find amazing about Nirvana is like I said, they were free. They made people feel free when they listened to them. And that's how I feel. I love Nirvana. They're a great band. They're not my favorite band. They were for a long time, but they're a great band. Like if you're if you're just feeling down or maybe like you just need something to relate to for a second, maybe go listen to it. I've talked about this a lot with Jakey Boy. But sense of relatability, it's an important thing. It's how you make friends. It's how you connect with other people. And I think that when it comes to music, sense of relatability is the biggest thing that you can have in music. It's what makes music so powerful. Um, Jack, do you have anything to add?
I mean, not really. You've said it the best I've probably ever heard anyone say it. Like,
Thank you.
you just, yeah. Honestly, I have not. You left nothing else for me to say. That it was perfect.
That's fair. Um, but it is important for I don't think that you should binge music that is sad because I for the longest time uh when I was a bit sad for a while I listened to a lot of sad songs and stuff. You don't want to do that for too long because it is actually very unsafe. It really is. You want to actually try and do your best uh to be okay with listening to happy music, even though it may feel painful. In the end, that's your body. The pain you feel is your body healing. You know, a broken bone hurts, right? But of course, you're gonna overcome that pain eventually. So might as well just embrace it and try and figure out ways to not embrace it, but like try and figure out ways to overcome that pain. Find the positive or the light in the darkness. And that's what music is about. It is finding the light in the darkness while also having a sense of relatability. You always want to balance the two because if you don't balance the two, it you either become not too happy. I don't exactly know how to say it. You you become blind to reality if you listen to too much sad because I mean, you have to accept the fact that there is sadness in the world. You just have to. There's no way to overcome that. Now you may want to, and it is a bit rough, but sadness in the world is just kind of something that it it it's something that happens. But overcoming it is what you can do, or doing your best to understand that it's there, but i- doing your best to ignore it at a certain degree that isn't harmful to yourself. Um, and that's kind of the influence that I think Kurt had on the world is he had a very good mixture of um, sadness and happiness. He let people feel free, which is happy, but he also gave people the sense of relatability that you need to understand reality itself. Um, and unfortunately, of course, if you don't know who Kurt Cobain is, we already said he's the band of a great, or he's the lead singer of a great band called Nirvana, and he uh he was either murdered or uh got- hurt himself. You
But
know,
there's a lot of different theories of how it went down, and obviously we're not gonna go to all of them in this video.
yeah,
Everyone believes their own thing, but
yeah.
honestly, it at this moment there's no like real evidence. I mean, there is obviously evidence, but no like hard evidence that proves one thing or the other.
Yeah. It which is once again, there you go, reality. Wow, hits you right in the face, doesn't it? Which is quite unfortunate, but the way I think of it is I don't think Kurt Cobain would want us to think too hard on it. He would want us to keep listening to or trying to be happy and expressing ourselves in the best way, because that's what he did. He expressed himself. The way you, if you see it weirdly, he either expressed it too well or not enough, depending on how you see his death went. Um, but I think that when it comes down to it, Nirvana is a band that let people feel free. I've said it several times already, and I'll probably keep saying it, let's be honest, for however long this episode goes on for. But feeling free is a good thing. You always hear how high school is so much better than middle school because it's more free. You get more breathing space, you know. And that's what music makes me feel. I feel like I have time to just lay back, you know, listen to some music and forget about reality, you know. And I know I said that like you don't want to forget reality too much or too often because it can be very dangerous. But if you're stressed or it's just things aren't going your way, just listen to some music. Get that sense of relatability. Feel free. Fall asleep listening to some really good music, some of your favorite music. You know, it doesn't matter at that moment when you're listening to music, it doesn't matter what people think. It only matters what you think and how you feel. That's the point of music, if you ask me. The point of music isn't the nice sounds or you know just listening to the voice. I don't think that's what I used to think that. Like I'd be like, wow, this guitar in this song really slaps, you know. But I think that music, when it comes down to it, is for you to really think about. It's it's what it's what you know, like think about the lyrics. Anything that actually makes you think how you feel is important. It really is. Yeah. So, uh, I don't know. I could go on and on about music, honestly. I could. I love music. It's my thing. Baseball and music are my two things. Jack is really good with video games. And if you already can't tell, I've been leading this podcast most of the time because
Which,
music is my thing,
like,
and Jack will
we
be,
we
or
always talk.
Jack's thing will be.
Don't you fear though. We did talk about this. It was a plan. He was gonna lead it.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna lead some more of the gaming ones, but yeah, just
especially he'll probably lead a bunch of the Halo ones and um, you know, like all the other Call of Duty, especially. I know Minecraft and I forget the other name of the game is probably one that we'll both do very well together.
yeah, definitely.
But I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of all I really had to talk about. Jack, did I miss anything? Do you?
No, but would like to say something. If we have a lot of great ideas lined up for this podcast, but eventually we'll run out. So if you're watching this and you have an idea, please put it in the comments because we
Or
do not want to
email
run
us,
out of ideas. If you're on
or
Spotify,
email.
go to our comment section on our YouTube, and just tell us what you think we should do.
Honestly, give if and share with your friends, please. If you enjoy the message that we have to say, um, you know, just share with your friends, let them know because it really is helpful and it does help us. I want as many people to hear. I know this may sound bad, but I mean it in the best way. I want as many people to hear what I have to say about music, honestly, because I feel that a lot of people are listening to music for all the wrong reasons that may not be true. I don't know. I maybe I'm wrong. Hey, there's a good chance I'm wrong. But if you think the same thing, share with your friends and let them know, all right? And like Jakey Boy here said, leave it in the comments. Email us if you want to. Um,
Just if there's something you want us to talk about it, we'll probably get around to talking about it. Like
yeah.
We're happy to talk
Nothing
about like
political though.
if it's gaming or music related, please just let us know. We'll fit it into an episode somewhere.
Exactly. Nothing political though. We don't want to upset anybody. We're here to have fun. We're here to communicate with you and let us know your opinion or let us know our opinions, and then you can tell us your opinions. And hey, maybe we'll bring it up into a podcast episode if one day. But Jakey boy, I think that might be it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
if you made it this far, thank you so much for like spending your time watching this. And yeah, we'll see
Honestly.
you in the next one.
Yeah. See you guys.
Goodbye. And quick note, guys, if there's something you feel really passionate about and you might want to talk about, we're going to give people the chance to maybe even get on this podcast and talk about what they want to talk about. So if there's a game that you really like, or there's a band or type of music you really want to talk about, there's a possibility we might let you on the podcast, and yeah, you can tell us all you want there. So just an opportunity you guys have. See you later.